Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Payday 3. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So we're doing No Rest for the Wicked on very hard. You can tell some of the different settings, even if you haven't seen the setup screen. So we're doing this stealth without killing anyone, especially the guards, as it is one of the daily challenges. So we've got certain perks that'll help us out. We can hack cameras, and we've got a couple of run times, 2 or 3. You can have a maximum of 3 run times, and as long as we're unmasked with rush, civilians will not pay any attention to us. Even if we're doing something that's illegal, like grabbing money. So secure area, very bad if you get caught there. Public area is fine. But no matter what, if you have your mask on, they're going to notice you, and the jig is up if they find you. Now this has Cerberus core, which means that any hack camera will go back to normal after 5 seconds. So you can hack it, spend a runtime to loop it, but then you got to move pretty much right away. There we go. There's a guard on the first floor here in the private area. Of course, in private areas, as long as you have your mask off, if a guard finds you, it's not a big deal. They'll escort you out, and then you can carry on. If the camera finds you, then it's a problem. Then the alarm is raised. So, mask off, camera bad, guard, okay. You don't really want to get caught by anyone, but if you had to get caught by one of them, the guard would be better. All right, so we do have perks to hack. It doesn't come in very handily in this one because of the Cerberus cores. But having rush and having the cameras in private areas and normal people ignore you as long as you have that rush is great. So normal people will ignore you as long as you have rush all over with your mask off. And then cameras in private areas, they'll ignore you, but in secure areas, they'll still come after you. So there is that perk. There are a variety, quite a few different stealth perks that'll help you out. So you saw the camera started to detect me. I went by a person, got the rush buff, and then moved without getting seen by the camera because of the rush. Now I just have to wait for the guard to come past here. There we go. Marked him so I can see where he's going, and he's going past where I need to go, so I can just continue on. Now I've got the key card that I needed, so I can move on to the second floor and look for the door that uses that key card. Once again, there is a guard on the second floor. Now it's always good to kind of take stock of what the guard, the pathing is for the guard, as long as they're not searching. So this door is sometimes the IT room, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the security room. So depending on what you get, it could change. Sometimes this heist has 3 different safes that you can crack open for loose cash. Sometimes 2. There's always one in the bank manager's office in the secure location on the first floor, and then in the teller location. If you don't have that perk where people don't pay attention to you, it's going to be a problem. Oop, that guy. He saw me. Even though I was around the corner, I think. Alright. So we got escorted back to the public area. And as soon as you lose that circle, you can continue on. Now he's from the second floor, so we still have that guard from the first floor to deal with. One of the issues with this particular heist is that the second floor and the first floor share a window, so people from the second floor can see down into the first floor and vice versa. So you almost have to deal with everyone on both the first and second floor in that private area. All right, now up on the roof, it is a secure area. So even if you don't have your mask on, if you get caught here, the alarm is raised and it's over. So stay out of view from any guards or any cameras. Now, because it's very hard, you got this camera here. We're going to go ahead and throw a runtime on it, even though it's only going to last for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is better than nothing. All right, so now we got to the IT room. We'll hack the computer so we can disable the security. Now we've got both of the red and the blue key cards. Doing this in a group. I'm doing this solo. Doing this in a group will make it a lot easier because you can have people going, all automatically up to the roof to check it out. See if the IT room is up there. Whoever has the key card, the red key card, will have to go to wherever the IT room is. Because some assets are not shared, like the key cards, and then some things are shared, like QR codes. All right, so we need to go back down to the first floor. We're done with that IT room. We don't have to go back there. All right, there we go. Now we need to get past the guard, and then we have to wait for him to move on. So he's moved on, and there's sometimes a camera there, sometimes not, so you just have to watch out for it. Open it up. Remember which switch you need to do, because doing the wrong switch does cause a problem. If you do the wrong switch, you actually have a mulligan, and you get one more chance to get it right. At least on this particular one. All right, so we need to now find the executive. That is what we need to do. And when you get close enough to one, they will be highlighted, which is nice. I do enjoy that, because otherwise you have to go back and forth and take care of. Okay, so we found the executive. It's that gold outline guy, and he's gonna remain outlined. If he gets close to like a motion detector or something, he'll have a red outline, but otherwise you don't have to worry about it. All right, so 5 seconds. Let's move on. There we go. We see the security guard. And here's the security room. And now it's time for the chaos. The longer you can go without putting your mask on, the better. I do enjoy having those heists where you don't have to put your mask on at all if you are savvy about it. This is not one of them. You do have to put your mask on at some point. There we go. Now, if you have that perk, I think it's called Intimidate or Intimidation, you can force guards, if you have your gun pointed at them, to give up, and then they'll become a hostage. Now, all the ones that I know of, security rooms, they have ammo and they also have armor. So we'll just pick up these armor chunks. Now, if you have the proper perk, even if you lose all your armor, you can get one back by using an armor chunk. If you don't have that perk, once you lose all your armor, it's over. So you always have to make sure that whether you have one chunk or 4 chunks of armor, you're keeping up with it and not losing all of it, because then you're in trouble. All right, so now the cameras aren't a problem, so we don't have to worry about that, but we have our mask on, so we have to worry about everything else. So let the chaos begin. All right, people checking us, finding us, and as soon as you see that indicator that someone is detecting you, you either need to get hidden or deal with them. And when they have that red exclamation mark above their head, it means they're going to go run and then call the cops once they're in a safe location. So if you can head them off before they get to the safe location and then tie them up, you've got an extra hostage. If not, then you're in trouble. The alarm's going to be raised, and then you've got to do things loud. Since we're trying to do the challenge where we're not killing any guards, this is the way to do it. You have to do the whole thing in stealth. All right, checking the corridor to make sure there are no people traversing into this office area, because if they see someone tied up, it's going to be a problem as well. Here we go. We have to get relatively close. 5 meters. So there we go. We're close enough. Tell them to get down. As long as you keep your weapon trained on them, they'll turn into a hostage just like that. Tie them up. Just don't forget that you have to answer the radio. Now you can see on the left-hand side, we've got 2 radios until alarm. Now it's 1 radio. We still have that one guy on the bottom, on the first floor to deal with. Now there's a guard in the public space. There's a guard in the parking lot. And then there's a guard in that private or secure, I'm not sure which one it is, on the opposite side of the parking lot outside. I'm not sure what that guy was doing. Tap these guys with you melee them with your weapon, and then they go down, and then you can tie them up, or you shout at them, and then they eventually go down. Just double checking, make sure that there are no more civilians around. Now, on the positive note, you normally don't have civilians going from the first floor to the second floor and vice versa. However, if one of the guards sees something suspicious, like a broken camera, and they start doing a search, then all bets are off. Now we have to, well, you don't have to get the hostages to a secure or isolated room, but it does make it less likely for you to get found out. So we're going to take a few minutes to move hostages around. Now there is a perk that you can have up to 3 hostages follow you. You can order 3 of them to follow you at one time. That would have been a good one to have, but I don't have it. So even with a stealth build, you don't necessarily have to have all of the stealth perks. Like I said, I think I only had 2 run times on this current build. But honestly, I could have done it with 1, since we are dealing with Cerberus cores. All right, sometimes when you order someone to follow, they don't get up. But other times, yeah, they get seen and they go back down. So the only thing I can think of is that she stood up and that guard was looking through the window. You can see the window right there on the left. Oop, and then I forgot about the radio again. Got to run over there real quick and answer it. Now that's the last radio. So even if I force a guard or other law enforcement to take a knee, the alarm's still going to go off because the central agency that coordinates the guards is going to know something's wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and speed things up a little bit, and we're going to get all of the hostages on this floor tucked away, even these guards. So hopefully that was the guy from the first floor in that private area that I've been ducking around. I mean, it's got to be, right? That's the only one that could have seen the person. All right, so speed things up, get them in here. Like I said, if you can have 3 follow you at the same time, that is fantastic. That'll speed things up even more. Get them into an isolated room, a room that has no windows or glass next to the door, things like that. And now we've got the executive. So we need to keep him basically isolated from ourselves or distanced a little bit. Is that the guard or is that a civilian? That's a civilian. So that had to have been that guy, right? No, we don't see any. So, oh shoot. So where did that guy come from? Man, that had to have been some sort of stealth glitch. All right, I'm going to get ready for him to move. Yeah, when you've got Cerberus cores, you either have to take out any offensive cameras or take out the guard. It's your choice. Now, having an intimidate is another way that you can do a level without using a silencer, but doing it stealthily. All right, so we got this executive. Get him over to the iris scanner, or what the heck was that? There we go. Wait for the scan, and then we're going to grab him. But I don't think we're clear, so we need to just put him in the corner for now. Hopefully no one sees us. And the next step, of course, is that we have to go to the manager's computer to get the code. And in true fashion, all right, where is the guy at? I think we're good. So we'll go ahead and grab the guy. Won't have to worry about, there he is. Whether he gets up and follows or not, just have to worry about someone seeing someone being used as a shield. All right, we got the guard there, and we have to go upstairs. There we go. Not looking our direction, so we can just squeeze right by him. Running creates enough of a sound that the guards will come check it out. So crouch walking is slower, but it is guaranteed to not get heard. Walking is usually okay, and then running is a big no go. All right, so now we've got 4 codes using the UV light on our weapon. We can figure out which one is the correct code. There we go. Now, of course, we got to deal with getting the bags past that guard. All right, so here we go. We got a 2, a 4, or 2, 5, and 8, and 9. So there we go. So we got the 5, 9, 8, 2. There we go. Correct one opens, incorrect one causes problems. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and get these safe deposit box opened, or safety deposit box, and see what's in them. Now there's a lot of loose cash. This is actually a good heist if one of the challenges is to pick up loose cash, because there are so many different locations of loose cash. You've got, like I said, 2 or 3 safes around the level that you can get loose cash from. There's some loose cash by the tellers and also in that branch manager's office. And then there's a bunch here. And there's even some in the vault, which is behind us. So there's a whole bunch of loose cash. If you're doing it solo, then it all obviously counts for you. If you're doing it with a team, then you'll have to kind of fend for yourself. You'll have to grab as many as you can quickly before other members of your team do so. Or if you're playing with your friends, then you can go ahead and just say, hey, I'll get this round, you guys get the next round, or we can just fend for ourselves and then see who gets there first. Whatever you guys decide on doing. Just means you have to do the heist a couple times. But if you're doing it in a group, it'll go much faster, even stealth. It takes longer to do stealth because you have to wait for guards to do their pattern to get in the clear. But doing it loud takes time too, because you have to wait for, in this instance, for this heist, you have to wait for the thermite to be dropped. You have to wait for the thermite to burn through the floor into the vault, etc. So no matter what, it's going to take time. Doing one way is not necessarily faster than another. Although, if everyone knows what to do, stealth is actually the fastest way to do a heist, if it's a possibility. There are 2 heists that you cannot do it stealth, and that's, of course, the cook-off and road rage. And then only one heist that you have to do in stealth, the turbid station, at least at this point. And now the fun part, trying to get as many die packs as possible taken care of before they explode. As soon as you open the door, they're going to start timing off, so boom.
Hurry, disable the die packs.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oof, that was close. You can definitely get 4. You can squeeze out 5 by yourself. So you need at least 2 people there to get all of them. So, I mean, honestly, I would like to see some sort of, I don't know, scaling with the number of people for how much time, so that whether you're doing it solo or whether you're doing it in a group of 4, you have the opportunity at least to get all the die packs taken care of. Really, by yourself, you can't do more than 5. And you could certainly do less. There we go. And the last one. I'll take all the unmarked bills first, and then we'll see. You can get them all out. It's just a matter of time. The big thing, of course, since we weren't able to take care of this guard, we have to work around his pattern. Luckily, we took care of all the cameras, so we don't have to worry about that. Unlock this door, and like I said, there is a guard over here somewhere. So just be aware. There we go. And regardless of what side you're on, you have to pick the lock here. And then be sure that you take care and look for any civilians that are walking down the street or making a call. They could absolutely see you. And crouch walking is the only possible way to get past them without being detected. And even then, you might get found out. All right. I probably should have put that motion detector in a different location. Probably should have put it closer to that far door that I'm going to. So if you've got a motion detector, and you got to worry, now that you got a mask on, you got to worry about civilians seeing you. Something happened. There's some sort of glitch with the motion detector that after a while it stops marking people. Or that's how they intended it. It's only supposed to work for so long, and then, but the one on the second floor is still working.
Guard, stay back.
Now, if I wanted to take care of the civilians that are in that pass-through room, I could go through there, but that's another thing to worry about. So at this point, I'm not going to mess with it. There we go. One of the AI heisters marked him. All right, so now, just like before, just kind of keep an eye out for that guard. Look for civilians, and then move on. Now, if you are doing this in a team of more than one, only one person needs to have a mask on. Everyone else can keep masked off for the entire heist. But we'll get a few more bags, and then we'll finish it off. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Fucking guard. Got ourselves a guard. Guard. Fucking guard. Got ourselves a guard. You're coming with me. It's your lucky day. Down you get. This gobshite's in our way.
Five bags and counting. That's our target amount. But let's try and get some more. That was a textbook example of how to pull off a silent heist, people. No wonder you're legends.